our Google Hangout. This is cool. Every single week for the past, almost a year now, we've been doing a show every day except Sunday. And Saturdays, actually, we've been doing a show for 6 years. What am I saying? But Saturdays started about a year ago. And we are trying to stop war. And ever since we started this show, there hasn't been a war in Syria, even though Obama is now flying in and attacking those areas, flying in and doing surgical strikes at the border of Syria, pressing for a possible air war with Russia and Syria. We still have not seen a war, which is pretty good. So far, so good. I just think you're whoring yourself out, Boink, that's all. I think you should realize that. It's time. Hang on just a second. Okay. Carman, I'm going to have to ban you because that's not a fun link you gave us.
Yeah, I will get you a link to donate.
We got a lot of people over at JustCast. We've got a guy doing an impersonation of himself, and a guy holding a beer. Mad Dog. Is that a beer or whatever? It's not a lemon party. We are America's third party, and I'm going to put a header in the show so you guys know who we are and what we're all about.
All donations, you must be a U.S. citizen to donate. Any donation over, no, it's America's third party at gmail.com is our PayPal. Any donations over $50 or more, I will be reporting your name and address to the FEC required by law.
Right.
And you can donate up to $5,000. Any donation over $200, I have to report your name, address, occupation, and employer.
Once I get my new teeth, I'm going to be the smiling guy on the show. Yeah, so if you want to do like somebody did last week, made a donation of $49.99, we actually sent that person a gift in the mail, but we won't be publishing their address.
That David J. Sponheim is not a correct person. Perhaps I will ban you.
Yeah, ban anybody who's trying to impersonate me on any network. Thank you. Just hit the ban button.
No, I'm not doing him.
Okay. Okay, so if you want to make a $49.99 donation, I want to thank that person. You know who you are for doing that. I really appreciate that. It really did help.
David will also be giving you, if you donate any amount over, what is it, $10?
Any amount over $10, you'll get.
We'll be sending you 5 face masks in the mail.
5 face masks in the mail. And you'll be getting those face masks to protect you from Ebola, which if you contact anything, you could get it. So I'm putting them all in the bank, and we report quarterly to the FEC, fec.gov, and just type my name, David John Sponheim, in the fec.gov site, and you'll see all of our financial doings. We haven't had a lot of donations, but it's all there, and we want to make sure it's spent properly. So recently in the election, we had a donation of $500 that we put toward the TV time. We bought close to 483 TV spots for like $500.
You may think that, but it's not the truth. All the money goes into a separate segregated bank account used only for campaign purposes.
I didn't know that about Kennedy. No, I'm not saying all actors are whores. I'm saying you are, Boink. Yeah. Stop doing that. If you need Clown Man help.
I don't drink, so except for hot cocoa.
Well, if you believe that the moon landing went forth and there was no black man, protest to the ACLU. I'm not wired up on caffeine. I just trickle it into my system 5 cups a day. Well, Boink, it sounds to me like you should really examine who you are and what you really want in life. If I were you, I would take the reins and start my own production company and start doing my own work directly. It's not that hard to hold a camera, Boink, or have some friend hold a camera. You could make a lot more money doing that than to suck up to these, Ashkenazi Jews that are trying to manipulate you and force you into doing sex. Any kind of a scene. I mean, there's countless people that do this, Boink. I don't have to name names.
Here's the link directly to donate to PayPal.
I'm talking about you becoming a living legend. I don't have any comment about that, guest 6221. Some men like that.
You can go on youtube.com/America's Third Party and then search for Fiscal Hot Tub if you'd like to see that.
Yeah, go to America's Third Party or youtube.com/America's Third Party and look for Fiscal Hot Tub, and you'll see that. No, the dentists have done nothing good for me.
Mad Dog, seriously, tell me how to unmute you.
The dentist actually causes me grief, not because he saves me from the pain of a cavity, but because he charges so much. So I ordered some press-on veneers, and I'm getting them in the mail after they refit, and we should have them on all the time. This is probably the last couple days you'll see my teeth. In the rest of eternity, I'll always have the press-on veneers on, the upper. Bless you. Bless you. No, I'm not trying to look like David Letterman. I bit into a sausage with a bone in it, and now you're starting to piss me off. David, did you know about Stanley Kubrick filming the moon landing? Oh yeah, everybody knows about that. Capricorn 1. And he's using The Shining to express his involvement with the fake moon landings. Yeah, there you have it. I didn't realize The Shining had anything to do with the moon landing. No, she did not contract any Ebola. We were not in Dallas today. No, you guys are being a little premature in your assumption. Well, if they're tilted the opposite way, yeah, I'll be pissed off. But I actually took a magic marker and colored the area that I wanted shaved down on the teeth. Boink, I don't need a tooth fixed. My teeth are razor sharp. Unless you have a biting scene in mind, I don't see any problem with my teeth. They work great. I could rip open your, your average half pound of or half side of beef. I could go dine on a cow, a living cow, just to prevent it from being killed. I can hear that.
I can hear that.
Hello, Sarah. Hi.
Hi, DT Laura.
Hi, DT Laura. I could hear it.
We got DT Laura over there.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, DT Laura. Wow, we're listening to you now.
So it was my speaker was turned down. So if that's why you thought I was muting you, it was because my own personal speakers were turned down.
Yeah. There they are, Ad Dog and DT Laura, and they're are you guys are on screen separately. There you go. You're like a pit bull, right? Yeah.
DT Allura is Allura. She is a lady.
Yes. We want. All right, you two smell like cheese. Well, how would you know?
I love cheese.
Yeah, cheese is not bad. Who is it who overdosed on cheese recently?
You know ladies, Sarah.
We're all ladies. I'm not a lady.
Pardon?
We are going to be doing that on Halloween, yeah. Or I am. Sarah has nothing to do with that. She doesn't approve of that and does not endorse it. I'm always pumped up. I work out. Yeah, the documentaries on YouTube about The Shining and Stanley's symbolism. Well, his last movie before he died, Eyes Wide Shut, was actually filmed in one of the Rothschilds' mansions. It was all about secret, like satanic cult meetings where they drink blood and all that stuff. Well, that Eyes Wide Shut was an amazing movie, and it was actually filmed at the Rothschild mansion. I don't know. Has he been missing? Maybe somebody lost him down the drain. Maybe somebody flushed the toilet on him. I don't think it was his worst movie at all. Just like I don't think Waterworld was Kevin Costner's worst movie. I thought Waterworld was an outstanding movie. I don't know what happened to him, but maybe he knew too much.
You do have to be a U.S. citizen to donate. If you don't want your information reported to FEC, you could donate $49.99.
Yeah, for $49.99, you can pass a donation on to us, and we won't pass your address on to the FEC. I know. That's what I'm talking about, guest 456. Maybe he was in touch with the dark side.
Well, they
print
the molds.
We sent the molds.
Yes, and then David. They told David exactly what to do, and they're working on it.
I wish they would release an unedited copy of Eyes Wide Shut. Well, the Obamacare will be off soon. Well, Lolisa, we will try to nullify it anytime we can.
If you donate $49.99 and you're a U.S. citizen, have a U.S. address, and state, I would like Rodney to come back on the show, that will be up to David.
You have to be a U.S. citizen though, and you're Kazakhstan's third party.
David, at that point.
I've already told Rodney he can come on the show anytime he wants. He just has to cam up.
Oh, so David, yeah, you don't even have to donate to get Rodney on the show. He just has to come on with his actual video, his face talking like me. See how I'm moving my lips and I'm talking and it's actually me? Yes, it's me.
It's me.
So that's what he needs to do.
Okay, somebody wants a new background. What should we do for anti-war rally? A cemetery? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I never liked the cemetery.
And that can be completely free. You want $5,000? Sure, you can send that to us.
Okay.
You can even send it to our PO box.
You want a powerful? Let's not smile during this picture. This is a powerful picture. This would be one hell of a background, wouldn't it? I don't know. It's a little too much, don't you think? The Sandy Hook nuns. What about the coffins of the men that come back from wars that you could care less about? Now you can smile.
You said not to smile during the picture.
I don't think it's appropriate. Yeah, I better take the picture out because Sarah likes to smile. That's just inappropriate. Pot plants for background. No, let's get a little more serious here. What about this for a background? Huggies? No, that's not good. Okay, the Church of Scientology, I don't have any comment. I don't have any comment about that. Yeah, there's no backgrounds here that I like.
Your Obamacare plan, this plan is expensive. Now you have no medical plan because the plan was too expensive for you. I'm so sorry, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa's, she can't afford anything now. It's kind of a pretty background. That's wild. Yes, we have videos of Sarah when she graduated with her bachelor's degree. Now, yeah. Nobody's trying to pretend here. This is all real. I am using XSplit, yeah. You lost your wallet? Wow. That happened to me in 1981. I lost it in a McDonald's restaurant in Malibu, and I had $80 in it. Hello there, Tantalejo. Welcome. Yeah, I had $80, and I went back in 5 minutes, and I asked all the staff, "Did you see a wallet?" And everyone had this guilty face on, like they'd grabbed my money. And the weirdest thing, 10 years later, I went to Refugio Beach, right outside of Malibu, just north of there. And
I see your chat, Mr. Linux. Sorry.
And I found a wallet in it with no identity whatsoever with $80 in it. Isn't that weird? Isn't that karmic payback? Just 10 years later, almost to the day, 1991, I went back and it was just like weird. I walked up and I said, $80 was sitting right there. Yes, Stanley Kubrick was killed for exposing the elites in Eyes Wide Shut. 40 Minutes was cut by the Warner Brothers. Wow, thank you, 456. I didn't know that he was killed. There's a great background America's Third Party has. Let me just take a look.
That's pretty cool, the three of you, Allura. Young.
That's not a bad background, but I'll wait on that. Thanks. Obamacare, wrong for Texas. Pete Gallego is wrong on Obamacare and too liberal for Texas. Thank you, David Hitch. We don't like Obamacare either, and I urge Rick Perry to continue nullifying it. Everything we can do to stop the terrible thing. It's costing us $100 billion more per year at taxpayers. Oh, I know. Ted Gunderson exposed the satanic cult, Tantaleo. And you know, I'm not the only one who has talked about that on our Conspiracy Monday show. Many people talk about it. Dr. Mount, remember him? He actually met a guy who had gone to one of those Illuminati satanic blood drinking ritual meetings, parties that they have. And Dr. Mount said that the guy used to come home and vomit up at night from drinking the blood of prostitutes that were killed. Now, I don't know who, when somebody tells you that, it's like, are you supposed to believe that? And I went, no way. I just like, please, Dr. Mount, please. And he's not even a doctor. Well, he has a PhD, but it's whatever. You're staying with a friend tonight. Nice. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Well, I was thinking the same thing. And Dr. Mount was saying that Gary Ridgway, the Green River Valley killer, the Green River killer who killed over 53 women and is now serving multiple life sentences for it, was their body dumper for the secret society that drank blood. Okay, I thought that was all just insane. No way. This whole thing is ridiculous. Anyway, I went into a Best Buy one time and I overheard some guy saying that they worked at Kenworth Trucking. And I said, oh, excuse me, but did you know Gary Ridgway, the Green River killer? And he kind of like went, well, I knew Gary. Yeah, I knew him pretty well. I said, oh, so you probably knew about the fact that he was a body dumper for a group of people that drank blood out of skulls at blood drinking rituals. And his eyes got really wide. It's like, how did you know about that? And they didn't drink blood out of real skulls. They're plastic. So if that isn't a confirmation of something, I don't know what is. Sarah holds a bachelor's degree.
Bachelor's in education, magna cum laude.
Plastic skulls, he tells me. So that makes it better? Well, they're not real. They're plastic. Dude, you're going to parties and drinking out of plastic skulls? I mean, this is too weird. Thanks, Buckwild, but at least it wasn't plastic. I know. What do you mean when I leave?
She means when you get elected.
Oh, when I get elected? Yeah, we will do everything we can to nullify Obamacare.
Oh, you couldn't find the item at the costume store. It doesn't exist. Okay.
Don't worry about it. We got everything covered. His last film was Eyes Wide Shut, I thought. I didn't know that iRobot was all about pedos. I didn't know that was his last film. I thought his last film was Eyes Wide Shut. Well, when I leave, the first thing to remove is Obamacare, yeah. I know.
Except for us, and I've been sneezing, so I'm surprised David doesn't want to stay 3 feet away from me.
I'm urging everybody to. I'm right now. I'm not in DEFCON 5 yet. I'm getting close to it, but DEFCON 5 is the least worried. DEFCON 1 is the worst worried.
Great to hear, Tandaleo. Yeah, sometimes volunteering can be fun.
Obamacare is just a bunch of Medicaid recipients, and there's more of them than ever. And a bunch of Medicare recipients. There's not a lot of people buying into Obamacare. If you bought into Obamacare, you probably spent more than 30% more than you spent before Obamacare. Yeah, Sarah gets some jobs now and then. I will remove Obamacare, Lolisa, every way I can. I've talked to people. We'll look at the legal parameters. I would like to get the Justice Department to overturn Obamacare. It is a total disaster, Tandaleo. And I want to get the Justice Department to overturn Obamacare on the simple fact that it was passed illegally. The idea of reconciliation in terms of legislative procedure is only good for, okay. What is this about? Because
it's about a company named Homeskull that is in Seattle, Washington, that creates
human skeleton replications.
Yes.
That's a little weird. I'm going to put that in the notebook. That is weird enough to put in the notebook. Thank you. But the idea of reconciliation being used to pass landmark legislation, that's a complete misuse of that procedural legislative process. So I believe that the constitutional law has been violated. And I would argue that we could use that to overturn it. I'm amazed the Republicans didn't use that. Yeah, that's a little weird. That sounds to me like a secret place. You think?
Did you say that?
No, yeah. Well, yeah, we're easy to control since our masters have divided us into either Democrat or Republican. Why are you accusing me of being a pimp? Am I for socialized medicine? Technically, no. I'm for medical alternatives. I do support a public option, but I don't consider public option socialized medicine because I want people to actually pay into the system $60 a month per person. So I don't consider it socialized medicine. Oh, he never got to finish iRobot because he was killed. Wow.
We need medical marijuana legalized on a federal level.
Thank you. We do. On a federal level, all 50 states would happen immediately.
Well, instead of going on
Hammer, good
calling
question.
us, why don't you just come on guest chat?
Yeah, and you can
Or
come into
Justcast
Stream Up
or
over here
Stream
too.
Up.
You can come over to JustCast and participate or Stream Up. I have smoked marijuana before, yes. It was quite enjoyable. I did inhale. What are you going to do about the $17.5 trillion debt? Hammer 737. Well, there's going to be a process that we're going to take into consideration all outstanding debt and factor it in to a formula that will ultimately get rid of the Federal Reserve. Now, the Federal Reserve is sitting on a tremendous amount of debt that they acquired, and they don't even have anyone they owe it to. Basically, the Federal Reserve printed $20 trillion out of thin air over the past 6 years and loaned it to people to keep this fake economy going. So what we're going to have to do is remove the Federal Reserve as our primary money regulator and replace them with the Treasury. And that process can happen as a parallel process. And we can go on fully working with the Federal Reserve through the process. Next election date is November 4th. But the whole idea of building a new equity-based currency, we've talked about that on our show, and we've discussed how we could create perhaps a new denomination of a bill. Like, say we created the $3 bill, just hypothetically. And that was backed by gold, silver, oil, liquid hydrogen, and biofuel like hempoline. So we would back the money with real value. So you could turn those $3 bills into real things like gold, silver, or that kind of thing. If we did that, it would immediately shrink the amount of currency in use. A lot of foreign currency, people would want to cash out of their other bills and try to buy that money. So there would be a change in our system. And in the process, we could begin dissolving or erasing portions of debt. And I'll tell you why. Our country is actually, I'm not saying $3 is the denomination, I'm just hypothetically. Our country is actually two different legal entities. We are the United States of America, and we are also the United States Corporation. The United States Corporation has acquired all of the debt you have described, the $17.5 trillion. The United States of America didn't acquire that debt. So if we, the people, choose to take our country back, we will be able to begin erasing the debt that corporation took over. And much like any corporation that goes bankrupt, the United States Corporation would go bankrupt. The Federal Reserve Bank itself has virtually wasted a tremendous amount of equity in our dollar simply by printing it up out of thin air and basically watering your money down. We need to drug every American saying, excuse me, I don't think so. People can do whatever they want with their own bodies. That's why I want to legalize marijuana. Anyway, that concept is something we'll discuss with key economists early on in 2017 and begin the process of separating from the Federal Reserve. It can't be an immediate shift. It has to be a slow process of parallel financing and build something out in the Treasury, like an infrastructure bank, to finance new opportunities, still keep the money flowing, but don't give the Federal Reserve a blank check. We don't need any credit in my economy, Topper Dan. No. We already are the new Argentina. You know how many people are unemployed today? Half the country doesn't even pay taxes. A few people, 4.6 million people have pension plans in America. 4.6 out of 310 million have pensions. That's a small drop in the bucket. A lot of people have federal jobs. Those will disappear as well. A lot of those are going to be scaled down to 35 or 36,000 a year. No, we're not going to legalize all drugs unless the American people want that. Yeah, there are jobs out there. No question about it. Tandaleo knows. She's been looking for all kinds of jobs. Again, the Federal Reserve does not print money.
No, they just stamp their name on it, and
It's
they're
debt
not
note.
the printing press.
They're
The
not-
Treasury is, because the Federal Reserve basically hires them to print all their Federal Reserve notes.
Yeah.
So technically, you're right. They're not the printers, even though it's Federal Reserve notes. that we're
Exactly.
switching back
Technically,
and
you're
forth.
right. But the Mint prints the money, but the Federal Reserve orders it. Okay, question. You think 35K is enough? No, it's not. 36,000 is enough. You should get by just fine on 3,000 a month. Anybody who can't survive in America on 3,000 a month is a greedy pig.
Yes, Hammer.
I know. We all have inalienable rights. I got that. Ed, StreamUp is working. Give them the new link if you could. StreamUp, we need you in Ed. We need you in StreamUp to test out our new site.
I changed our StreamUp link because I didn't like the dash.
You make 36,000 a week, 561, and you haven't donated $49.99 to our site. Wow, you really are a greedy pig. 36,000 a week he makes, and he won't even make it $49
a week too.
It's sickening.
Who makes 36?
This guy says the guest 515 says he makes 36,000 a week, and he won't donate any money to us. You know, it makes me sick. Okay, the radical background of Obama. We're not talking about Barack. Okay, we're talking about Michelle.
36,000 is what some people make in a year.
I know, but 36,000 was going to be our pension plan for most federal employees. Yeah, nothing in copays is a significant burden in the end. They have different tendency to abuse close to $1 trillion. Also, as healthcare packages tend to less. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The top tier executives don't pay any copays. They have really sweet golden parachute packages.
So true.
If we offer a public option, we'll begin to undermine the corrupt private healthcare insurance company without having to regulate them. The regulation that imposed upon the healthcare insurance companies by Barack Obama and Obamacare is in many ways not something that will ever happen. Many of the committees or the commissions that are going to be set up around the country to oversee healthcare insurance fraud and abuse and monitor their bank accounts, those haven't even been established yet. So the whole Obamacare thing is rolling out like a snail crossing over the Mojave Desert. By the time it rolls out, it'll be dehydrated and dead on arrival. And we see that with a website. What a joke that was. It took, what, all of $700 million for them to execute a website that didn't work? $1 billion to put a website out there, Obamacare website, Affordable Health Care Act. I can retroactively reduce pensions of those who've already become vested, sure. It's called asset forfeiture, Copper Dan. You were researching it the other night. I know. But if you can't live on $3,000 a month, you must be seriously messed up. My thoughts on privacy is we don't have any more. Privacy is something we lost. When you guys voted for Barack Obama, and I know many of you did, you basically gave up all of your privacy. I'm not out of my mind at all, Topper Dan. I'm trying to help restructure a pension plan for all federal workers that will be retroactive and will involve anything that they're currently getting. We won't take from their pension that they got already. We won't have them pay back, but we will start cutting them off. My thoughts on piracy is I would think that the piracy in the open ocean could be stopped using like 50 caliber machine guns mounted on top of marine vessels. And yet the government has never done that. Merchant marine vessels don't have any kind of protection whatsoever when they go past Somalia. It's stupid. Well, Topper Dan, I'm going to be president of the United States. That's who I am, and that's who's going to tell you what you think you should live on. No, I'm not a commie. I'm a person who wants to adjust the pension plan for federal workers. Yeah, Obamacare is going to definitely be flushed down the toilet. You talked to your company's agent last week to buy nursing home insurance and lock in on a cheap price. She said this year they stopped offering such insurance because they're losing money. Pack rat. Wow, that's interesting. tonight's not the night for UFOs. You should probably consider a Monday or Tuesday. Well, I'm not going to arbitrarily do this. This is a whole process, Topper Dan. We have to go through Congress to do it. I can't make sweeping decisions and impose them. All I can tell you is what we need and make a good, strong recommendation. If it doesn't work, I'm willing to accept the reality that it's not going to work. It's not my way or the highway, dude. I'm not like Obama. If you can prove to me that it's illegal to make retroactive pension adjustments to pension plans that were negotiated 15 years ago, it's in the best interest of the nation to be solvent, don't you think? I would argue that solvency is more important than their greedy little fingers or their greedy little piggy banks. A lot of these federal workers, especially government employees like congressmen, we won't be able to touch those salaries. Those are fixed. They're part of a constitutional amendment.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah.
I don't think the radical racist background of Obama, and we're not talking about Barack.
Yeah, we already took that in.
This is Michelle's main. This is her.
Yeah, Michelle was a very racist person. When he was Michael Robinson at OSU as the tackle that he was, he then became a Princeton graduate, and he wrote a lot of things under the pen name Michelle Obama. We've also got the Stanley Kubrick story here. Was an American film director, screenwriter, cinematographer.
I guess I'm one of those people, Dan.
And there's the FEMA camp container. There's the patent for the FEMA camp container. It's nice that they patented it. Yeah. And then Obama is at 24 scandals in counting. Let's take a look. Number one,
Less than $3,000 a month, people.
The IRS targeting Obama's enemies. That was a huge violation. Many Republicans are very upset about that. That was a big problem. Let's just go right here. Okay. Remember what happened with the IRS? That was a big problem for Barack Obama. I think his biggest problem is he's been pushing for war. He started a war in Libya. He funded rebel troops that are former Al-Qaeda. All of his policies seem to be convoluted. Benghazi is another one. Actually, 3 scandals in one. Failure of administration to protect the Benghazi mission. The changes made to the talking points in order to suggest the attack was motivated by an anti-Muslim video. And the refusal of the White House to say what President Obama did the night of the attack. That's an interesting point. Yeah, that's a good one. And then number 3, watching the AP. The Justice Department performed a massive cull of Associated Press reporters' phone records as a part of a leak investigation. This is a broad breach of free speech. Okay, so they're going to use body bags and industrial microwave ovens on TV. Okay, good to know. You're the guy that said they have to transport people with Ebola, which I find absolutely ridiculous. They usually quarantine people who are infected. Well, I believe that 515, thank you. The current situation in Germany has been ongoing. When Western Germany absorbed the tremendous unemployment problems in East Germany during the merge, they acquired a tremendous load on their economy, and it's taking perhaps a decade to realize that. Angela Merkel has been working diligently to build new businesses, but there's a global economic contraction going on. And it's going to happen in Germany. And when Germany goes, then those little secret societies that want a new world order will begin to lose their European Union. You know, the FEMA camps haven't been used because they're being held in abeyance for final days, the end of days scenario. They don't want everyone to run off knowing about it. I talked to a guy who has had a really good friend who was in the U.S. military, and he asked that man, could you tell me what's going on down in Nevada with those FEMA camps? And his friend, who was a military man, said, dude, I can't tell you anything. Well, you don't want to tell me, he said? No, dude, I cannot tell you anything, he said, or I will die. So a lot of the military men that are involved in the FEMA camp program are under a threat of death. They will be killed if they talk about it. Dude, we gave you the link to StreamUp. Didn't you click it? Wow, Sir Quack, he recorded the whole violation of his rights. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, Granny Sue's YouTube channel, yeah, watch her every day. She gives daily accurate updates on the Ebola situation. Tanaleo is checking on Granny Sue. Maybe she's got some home remedies like garlic injections or something.
Hey, Laura, they even change, Walmart's even change from location to location within the U.S. So it really has to do with how much they think that you're willing to spend.
Okay, there's a Rosengate story that he thinks is important. Rosengate, that's something.
How in the world do you do that, David Hitch?
Okay, we were looking at some coffins earlier. This was a picture taken by a Seattle photographer for a reporter. She lost her job over this picture. The government did not want anyone to see coffins coming back from the Iraq or Afghanistan war. Isn't that interesting? I found that really very interesting. She lost her job at the Seattle Times over that picture. Okay. All right, I'm going to bring this up a little bit, and it's just what I'm looking at online. Okay. Now, see, I'm going to have to smile like you're smiling all the time when I have my new teeth. I can't wait. All right, watching the AP Rosengate, the Justice Department suggests that Fox News reporter James Rosen is a criminal for reporting about classified information and subsequently monitored his phone and emails. That's a good one. Potential Holder perjury. Eric Holder told Congress he had never been associated with potential prosecution of a journalist for perjury when in fact he signed the affidavit that termed Rosen a potential criminal.
There's a video posted on YouTube.
Sir Quack has the video of your friend being pulled over by a cop. Let's take a look at that.
Just a written warning, make sure you hit your headlights on, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
You play Frisbee golf?
I do a lot, actually. I
A lot?
play out at Heritage.
You
It's my
do?
favorite course. Yep.
All right, okay. I need you to answer me a question. Why is it everybody that plays Frisbee golf smokes weed?
No, it's not everybody. It's just
No,
those
it's
select few.
everybody, man. You can't tell me you've never smoked weed before.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you one way or another.
See, there you go. How much weed do you have in the car today?
I don't.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all. Nothing on my
So
person.
if I search your car, you wouldn't have anything in there?
If you search me right now, I would not have anything on my person.
What about your car?
Nothing in my car.
All right. You understand free code everything, but you wouldn't have a problem with me looking through your car?
I actually would just because I have a disc golf bag doesn't mean that every disc golfer does have weed. So I would.
So you have weed in the car, that's what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is I would mind if you search my car because you're profiling me based on me being a disc golfer.
No, I just asked you a question, but you admitted that you have smoked weed in the past during our conversation, so that's why I'm asking if you have
No,
weed in the car.
what I said was I'm not going to say one way or another whether I smoke pot.
Okay. Well, that's a yes.
No, it's not. It's saying I have not smoked. It's saying one way or another
I know.
I have not smoked pot.
Solid state driving is a hard
So you don't have
drive.
anything in the car, though, I need to know about?
And just so you know, you are being recorded.
That's perfectly fine. So are you. Audio and visual. I
Perfect.
just find it curious to know, like you said, I asked you that question, why is everybody that plays Frisbee golf smoke weed? And you're like, well, it's not everybody. So you answered my question there, and I asked you if you've ever smoked weed. Like you said, you're not going to say either way. So that's a yes to me. Because if you didn't, you'd say no, crap.
No,
Okay.
because I don't trust police officers, so I feel like I don't have to give you an answer.
All right, well, you don't have any questions, you're free to go then.
All right, excellent. Hey, thank you very much.
Yep, drive safe. See you later.
Yep. Bye bye.
I know solid state drives are hard drives. I was saying solid state drives. I've had issues with solid state drives because they fill up fairly fast, especially if you're using any type of videos.
Hi, awesome Carl. You have colloidal silver spray for your face? Good. I'd love to find out where I could buy some. Yeah, so Hammer, Ebola fight against deadly virus. Yeah, we'll take a look at that.
We're doing great tonight. How are you? I think I'll take a break though.
Okay. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on with that Ebola.
Unless you need to take a break.
No, I got enough coffee. I'm all set. I'll take it on. Thank you. Take a break. Thank you, sir, for setting all this up. You're good? Just got home from work? No, the solid state will not defrag. You should know that. If you have a solid state drive, it will use that space up. You could clear it out, empty it out the space, but it won't defrag and won't use that area properly. Well, Sarah left the room. Thanks, Topper Dan. I'll consider that a compliment about me. Why do you think primary officials in existing parties is better than third parties? Because just in TV refugees, I believe that primary officials have basically sold out to corporations. Many of the two parties, I'd say most, are sold out. My eyes are not red at all. I've been driving all day in traffic with diesel flying in my face. That would be a good explanation. Yeah, exactly. Data recovery off them is nearly impossible, but they don't defrag. That's the point. Yeah, they do look a little red. I was in the middle of traffic today. I had some hellish traffic to get through. People drive like maniacs nowadays. Have you noticed that? It's like they all want war. It's like everybody's got a huge bone to pick, and many of them are like using their cars as their weapon. Yeah, many people are fat who have impaired judgment and vote for Democrats or conservatives. No, they don't clean anything. That's the point. We should not allow any flights from any African country at all right now. I would have made that determination 2 months ago. You bought your desktop for $200? I'm following an eBay ad right now for an i7 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, terabyte hard drive for $200. No, I left the island. I went over to Trader Joe's in Bellingham, and I'll never go back. Sarah and I nearly got hit by a car. Seatbelts are good, but they are contamination areas. Transfer points for the Ebola virus. We don't have hellish traffic on Whidbey Island. I'm talking about Bellingham. I don't live over there. I'm not going back. I don't have any need to go back there. I'm not shocked at how filthy the airlines are. I don't fly. Oh, but you'd be shocked? Oh, I know. Tell me about it. The last flight I took was down to see Sarah 15 years ago or something. It was ridiculous. We landed in Oakland, and Oakland opened up its armpit to us, literally. Some guy got on the plane from Oakland, and he had the worst body odor any human being I've ever gotten near. The whole plane filled with armpit. It was the weirdest thing ever. And everyone was going, it's like covering their nose, like, and he was like, oh, I just, got out of my, he had no idea he smelled like armpit. I am not president of Uganda. I am clearly not president of Uganda. I drive Deception Pass all the time. Yeah. Well, I'm saying there's all kinds of things contaminated with Ebola virus now. It's getting out of control, and Obama won't stop flights from Africa, which shows me he is the most incompetent president on earth. No question about it. No, I'm going to leave my house here. If I do move to D.C., or when I move to D.C., we'll be leaving the house here. We'll put a federal agent here. And I'm probably going to turn the house into a library, the process of building a presidential library here. No, Obama is not okay. He's the worst president we've ever had. The problem is, Topper Dan, there's something in your brain after hearing all this information about his failures and incompetence. There's something in your brain that still says, Obama is okay, Dave. Obama is a weak leader, and he doesn't have any new ideas. How will stopping flights from Africa help? Well, we won't have any contaminated people with Ebola coming into America. Let's start with that. There's no toupee. It's all real hair. It is working. I'm telling you. Forget the dash in the stream up name, okay? Forget the dash there. I can see everything. Bush was not the worst president. Obama has outspent Bush 2-1. This broadcast is full of Ebola. I'm not going to ban smoking in Vegas. No, I'm not going to ban anything. I'm not a Democrat. I don't mandate and ban things. No, my eyes are not hemorrhaging. They did encounter a little street traffic today, and if you're looking at a little redness, it's because a lot of the people in front of me were smoking pot, and it was blowing in my face through my filters in the car. There's a terrible stench of pot smoking everywhere I go in Washington. Yeah, they fly everywhere. A toddler is the first in Michigan to die of the enterovirus strain, 2014 says. No, he didn't find bin Laden, and he didn't bring him to justice in 9/11. You can't prove that. Hello, Meow TV, but if we don't allow people to come into this country and we send them off to some remote island off the coast of wherever, I don't think that that's going to be a problem for our country. But as long as we let these people in, they're going to be touching people, transferring the virus all around, and it's going to continue to be a problem in America. It's not too late. No, it's too late for you. But if we had some intelligence here, we could stop these flights and we would eliminate the threat. No, Obama never found bin Laden. No way. Let's take a few minutes to take a look at that. What evidence do you have that Obama found bin Laden? Please. Anybody, could you present any evidence at all that Abbottabad ever was a legitimate event? Anything? You got anything at all? You have a picture of Osama's body? No, you don't. You don't have a picture of Osama bin Laden's dead body? There was no picture. No one ever presented anything.
Stepping up security after a plot to derail a freight train in Iowa was uncovered. Now the rail line taken absolutely.
With bomb-sniffing dogs around Union Station and Northeast Corridor.
Yeah, checking a video. That's not the video I wanted to bring up. All those videos are not verifiable. I can't find any videos of an actual beheading. He'll go down as the first black president. Most of his policies make no sense at all, 5613. Obamacare is an expansion of Medicaid that's going to cost our nation another $1 trillion for 10 years. I don't believe bin Laden is still alive. I think he died many years ago from probably being burned out in Tora Bora. Okay, you finally asked. Thanks for asking. It takes Ed a while to kind of get on board here, but we've asked you to go there for the past 20 minutes or so. David, what do we do about the terrorists? There's nothing to do about the terrorists, but the first thing we need to do is strengthen our border and start making sure that all luggage is checked. Right now, only 15% of luggage coming from other countries is checked at the border. I know. He was the passenger. You can't show me a real video. You have no links of a real video of the actual beheading. It's all been made up. Naomi Wolf, the famous reporter, has openly stated she'd like to see some evidence too. If Obama did not kill Osama, he would have come out and told us. You think Barack Obama would have told you that he didn't kill Osama bin Laden, that they just had an imposter there? That's pretty seriously messed up that you would even think that. Okay, I guess we have to start with the beginning and the whole story and how it all happened. Well, about 1.5 weeks before Barack Obama had to deploy Operation Abbottabad, he was being questioned by Donald Trump about his birth certificate. And I can disprove anything right now. There's absolutely no evidence that Osama bin Laden was killed in Abbottabad. Not one stitch of evidence. Not even a photocopy fake one. There's nothing. Yeah. I'm looking for the article, or actually the video of the person that actually was there. Here's the actual person that allegedly shot bin Laden. Seriously, listen to this.
The SEAL in the stack behind you also shot Osama bin Laden, and at that point his body was still.
Yes.
Did you recognize him?
No. You know, everybody thinks it's like, it's him. No. To us at that time, it could have been anybody. Maybe this is another brother. Maybe this is a bodyguard. It doesn't.
As time was slipping away, Mark Owen and a couple of other members of SEAL Team 6 kneeled around a mangled body on the 3rd floor of the house in Abbottabad, Pakistan. Everything the CIA analyst told them about the raid on Osama bin Laden's house had checked out exactly as she said. But was this bin Laden?
In my mind, he looked way younger than I thought he was going to be. His beard wasn't gray at all. I've studied lots of photos of him, and they were always gray. His beard was dark.
So even the guy that shot the imposter and killed the imposter, if indeed they killed the imposter, that guy didn't even believe it was him. So there you go. I mean, there's a lot of things that just don't add up. The picture of Osama bin Laden is not the same person. There's no way this picture, which is verified to be Osama bin Laden, is the same person as the alleged person that was at that location on May 2nd, 2011. This is the imposter, and you can clearly see when we line these two pictures up that their features are definitely different. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Okay, the imposter, as you can see, has very demure lips, whereas bin Laden has very full lips. It's not old news. I'm trying to address a real question in the room here. A lot of you still believe the garbage that you've been fed by the government, and I'm helping you extract your mind from the BS, the propaganda that they put out. Basically, the whole Abbottabad thing was designed in about a 5-month period in order to get the election results to move in favor of Barack Obama in 2012. They pulled that early in 2011 because they needed to cover up. Thank you, America's Third Party. I'll look at that in just a bit. They needed to cover up the question Donald Trump raised about Barack Obama's birth certificate. The evidence doesn't add up about the birth certificate either. I'm not getting off this often. No, this is real. This is real. This is not the same person. This guy that we're looking at right now is indeed Osama bin Laden in 2001. This guy with a darker beard, mind you, not gray, is supposed to be Osama bin Laden. He looks younger than the picture here. And you would say, well, that's normal when a person uses dye on their beard and makeup. Clearly, this guy's wearing makeup. All right, so Ed, how come you're not coming into the show? You should get in there, man. Yeah, Giraffe Brain is correct. He passed in probably 2002 or 2003. But you can see that this is the picture of a man who's wearing makeup, who should never have been wearing makeup because Osama bin Laden was a devout Wahhabi. In the Islamic faith, they would never use eyebrow pencil from Sephora. They would never use dye to darken their beard. I'm not brainwashed. If anything, you're brainwashed into thinking Osama bin Laden was killed on May 2nd, 2011, and they never even showed a picture of his dead body. In fact, nobody on the Carl Vinson, which has about 3,700 people on it, took a picture of his body being thrown in the North Arabian Sea in a white sheet. Nobody ever took a picture of Osama bin Laden when he allegedly stayed in that house for 5 years. You're telling me that he didn't have the access to a liquor store down the street with a video camera? Digital video cameras cost about, $15. They could have taken a digital picture or even a video and sent it out, but there were no real videos presented by Osama bin Laden from 2001 all the way to 2010. I don't believe Obama is Osama. I think that's a stretch. I know a lot about the Wahhabi faith, and I can tell you they don't wear makeup, Topper Dan. Why do you have to refute me with such stupidity? I would expect a little bit more intelligence out of a person, but then again, you aren't that intelligent, aren't you? You're one of those overachievers who went to college thinking that you could achieve something by doing what your professors tell you. That's pretty interesting. Blonde hair should not scare you. I'm very intelligent. I'm not Osama. I'm convinced that he's wearing makeup because he is. How could his beard be gray in 2000 and be dark in 2010? Seriously. I know I'm onto something important. I've been talking about this on our Conspiracy Monday show, but I'm talking about a bigger conspiracy. I'm talking about an even worse situation. Our nation is being used. My hair is not fake, it's real. Our nation is being used as a police force around the world. You can say I lost credibility all you want. It doesn't detract from the fact that Osama bin Laden did not die May 2nd, 2011. Topper Dan, I already addressed the dye issues. The Wahhabi do not allow anyone to dye their beards. It's a strict religion. Well, how he should talk? Well, let's be clear. I guess 123 has asked a very important question. Hey, if you want to see an Obama impersonation, come to my October 31st show, okay? In which I will do a complete 3-hour Barack Obama impersonation. Hey, you can think it's BS all you want, but I just asked you the important questions. Now, there was a lawsuit filed by the bin Laden family in international court. Thank you. I heard that video of the woman who allegedly went to school and said he was gay. Yeah, I thank you.
I know this individual. His name is Barry Soto.
Yep. The simple fact is the bin Laden family filed a requesting the State Department to present DNA evidence. I'll show that show in a second. To present DNA evidence verifying that they indeed captured Osama bin Laden. The State Department never, ever released the DNA evidence, and the international court did not finally adjudicate on the issue. Yeah, that's a propaganda story that was released by the CIA, claiming that bin Laden's identified has been verified by a DNA test after a deadly raid. You're telling me they performed a DNA test in 2 hours.
I'm looking to know for Newsy. A recent report has revealed Osama bin Laden's identity was confirmed just hours after he was killed in the 2011. Yeah,
that's propaganda. There's no verification. There was no second party or third party verification that Osama's DNA information was valid. In fact, they couldn't do a DNA test within 2.5 hours on the Carl Vinson. It's impossible. You can't conduct a DNA test in 2.5 hours in any lab. Yet they did it in 2.5 hours. That alone tells you there's something wrong. The whole story is fake. I know this because I studied it in detail. Excuse me. Yeah, we're having a good show. Everything is calculated. That's right. I haven't read lies. I just presented 3 major gaps in the story. And I haven't even brought out all the other gaps I've got. If I really want to go into this, all of these events are being staged. Even the call from you-know-who to try to detract me from what I'm talking about. The elitists do not want you to address the story of of the fake death of Osama bin Laden. Yeah, they showed Saddam Hussein hanging, but refused to show bin Laden dead. There was no DNA record on Osama either, something that they could verify. They claimed they had a cousin that they verified it against. I never did any cocaine ever. Well, the link doesn't work. Wow. Well, if I open up the link over here, oh, I missed something. There's an HTTPS in it. Hang on. Yeah. Somebody needs to lose their pastime and get back to the free cam up Rodney. See, whenever you guys get stumped, you go back to the old ways of saying the same thing over and over again. I've also presented you, not only have I just presented you 3 different questions that no one can answer. I'm not having a problem here. I'm not bursting a blood vessel. No one can answer why any kind of a picture has not been presented. The only argument that was presented was that it would trigger a terrorist attack. Well, ironically, a year later, Benghazi occurred, and Obama claimed that the silence of the... Thank you. I'm not saying this is a conspiracy at all. I'm saying this is the biggest cover-up in the Obama administration. If you want to point fingers, you can point to the Obama administration. Everything moves in that direction. All right, I will bring you a picture of something here. This is the ocean burial. This is the Carl Vinson. You're telling me no one on that aircraft carrier had a picture of his body being thrown overboard? But they somehow put together an animation, which must have taken a long time. They did it in less than a few seconds, actually. I'm not beating a dead horse at all. Look, if you don't recognize the fact that you've been lied to about one of the most important figures in our history, Osama bin Laden, you'll never understand that the two-party system is completely corrupt. You'll never understand that our country has a major, major problem with credibility at this point, worldwide. You'll never understand that not only are the two parties completely owned by powerful moneyed elitists, but the reality is we as a nation are falling victim to their power. We're being used. The two-party system hasn't successfully balanced the budget. They didn't even present a budget plan the past 3 years, the Democrats haven't. The two-party system hasn't ever resolved key issues facing our nation, like why the oil companies have so much power. The two-party system hasn't been able to address poverty and homelessness. Barack Obama hasn't mentioned homelessness once in 6 years. I'm not a nutter, and that's a bannable offense. I'm going to purge what you're saying, and unless you come into this show with an open mind, you're not going to be able to discuss these issues openly and fluently on our show. You have to realize that everything I say has a logical basis to look at and to evaluate. Everything. I've brought up 3 questions that cannot be answered. There's more questions about this case than I can even get to. You'd like to get to Sandy Hook? I do this on Conspiracy Monday, but I'll be glad to talk to you about it right now. There's so many questions that are just not answered. It's ridiculous. This is not a shirt. Oh, I thought you said it was a t-shirt. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing. No guest 27. I am being stalked by someone online who has directed all of you nameless trolls to somehow support this guy who will not cam up. And I told you emphatically that unless he cams up, he cannot come into the show. And the reality is, anybody who comes in the show who doesn't cam up may very well be some sort of a planned person to come in and break up the show. Who knows? Maybe a member of the Illuminati or whatever that is. So cam up, Rodney. Maybe they're a member of the NSA. Yeah, they shills. Thank you. Your daughter's going to be named Ebola? Wow. I'm bringing attention to important issues, and I appreciate that, 189, because this is a big issue. But how we've been led into war after war, starting with the Vietnam War, has never been addressed by anybody. Flyman, we won't be able to find ISIS because they're buried within the CIA training camps. Okay, Carl, you're on. Well,
hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, ISIS is another attempt to create another war. They gave up on the bin Laden thing because they had to put that to rest, and then they started all these other fear-mongering behaviors, propaganda tools, disinformation. Well, we're very close to being in a war. We were in the Libyan war. Barack Obama started a war against Libya. But right now we're launching surgical strikes on Syria without Bashar al-Assad's authority or approval. It's not a woman. This is Carl. Carl's a guy, man.
Yeah, I know, Dave. They're just going to start, but I ignore them.
ISIS,
By the way,
ISIS is, yeah, go ahead, what? Afghanistan was a war crime. You know, not only Afghanistan, but Afghanistan, Libya, and Yemen were all war crimes. Why don't you realize that and then get back to me? I don't like Bush, but I'm not going to stand here and pretend like Barack Obama is virgin snow and never did a thing wrong when he had a kill list and he killed innocent people through JSOC. Absolutely, war crimes were committed. That's right.
Well, maybe.
Oh, you don't think killing innocent women and children? Why did Hamid Karzai ask Barack Obama to stop bombing raids at night against innocent people, targets within Afghanistan? Not only did he ask one time, he asked like 15 times for Barack Obama to stop the ordered killing of his people using UAV strikes. Ed, the reason why you couldn't connect was because I gave you the wrong URL. Now I've got to stop the show, Ed, just to give you the right URL because you can't figure it out. This is hilarious. Try it now, okay? Give it a shot now.
I might can up, not tonight, but this week sometime. Well, technically next week.
Obama started the bombing raids against Muammar Gaddafi within a few minutes of the line of demarcation that they created, a no-fly zone. And they claimed that he breached that no-fly zone within a few minutes. And then they started a bombing raid that lasted 5,000 rockets on Libya and 234 cruise missiles, all of which were then placed on reorder. So the war on Libya, we can talk about my views, absolutely. But I'm not going to allow you to hose me and accuse me of all these incorrect things. I'm not going to stand here and give you a platform to push hate upon this room. If you're wondering why I ban people, I'm not pandering to anybody. So what's going on? What's happening with you, Carl?
Not much. I've been enjoying listening to you, but I've been thinking, because I've been doing all this research and stuff, and I think that everything we're seeing is actually planned out. And I'm pretty sure someone's got a picture of, on the car links and of the fake body of Bin Laden. If it was his fake phone or whatever you want to call it. But I still say the way Obama acts, it makes me wonder if he is.
Yeah, really. Well, I don't really believe that Osama bin Laden and Barack Obama are the same person. But I can tell you when this plane crashed, there was a $1.5 billion helicopter that crashed in the Abbottabad area. there was only one single noise. There only one crash sound that was reported on by one Twitter. One Twitter person actually reported one crash sound. That's the only eyewitness report we have of that event in Abbottabad. Maybe there were people on the ground, but they've not been interviewed. And by the way, none of Osama bin Laden's alleged wives and children were ever interviewed by a Western journalist. Not one. They were shuttled off to various countries, Pakistan, and then later Saudi Arabia. And apparently one of Osama bin Laden's youngest wives was from Yemen, and they never sent her back to Yemen. She actually was forced to go to Saudi Arabia with the other women and kept under house control. Anyway, there was only one explosion at that event. Let's talk now about this caliphate that the government is now promoting as a major threat to the U.S. This is what these people do. They control your mind. They make you fear.
I'm going to go eat dinner. Bye.
Okay, bye. Thanks for calling. Yeah, Meow TV MH17 was a shooting accident. They thought Putin was on board. That's correct. Yeah, but nobody's in the news has talked about that. You notice that story has kind of stayed right there. MH17 has all the earmarks of a plane that was probably vaporized in the air. And the plane that they found on the ground was probably MH370 that was transported there from its original route from Malaysia. Okay, he wants to say one more thing. Go ahead, Carl. What is it?
Yeah, fuck you, douchebag.
Yeah. Can you imagine somebody who uses that kind of vernacular on our show? Yeah, I mean, I have never used the F word on our show once. And a guy who's hiding his face obviously has something to hide. Now, I will not entertain a person on our show who has something to hide that could very well be working for secret societies. Well, he should be angry at me. He's been paid to be angry at me. He's been paid to come in here and hose our show. But we can't have him in the show anymore because he'll never come back unless he cams up. Now, I ask all of you trolls to ask him to cam up and stop hiding from the American people. Kim Jong-un is resting his foot and probably trying to learn how to lose weight and end his cheese addiction. You believe in our monarchy? Well, good for you. Why don't you just stay in your monarchy? Stay in England where you're arrested for saying the word packy. Yeah, stay in England where you don't have any rights and you could be arrested for not saying the country's national anthem. You know, you've been asking about the Norquest pledge for some time. And at this point, oh, you're in Scotland, then you're even more confused. Who is Grover Norquest and what is his pledge? Well, we'll get to that. But as far as wars are concerned, the very rich people that own Raytheon and the people that make the UAV like the Predator, the people at Lockheed Martin have tremendous investment money in war. People at Boeing want war. They want to make money. They're the ones that keep this and propagate this incredible violence against innocent people around the world. I don't need to have a political debate with an unarmed person. He doesn't have the depth and scope to discuss issues that are extremely important in our country. He has one intention, that is to degrade our show and demoralize people that support a third party. Special interest groups have taken over our nation's two-party system. The only way out now is for our nation to separate and create a third party for the American people. We cannot do this under the tent and umbrella of corruption presented by the two-party system. Lobbyists, yep, are definitely hurting our nation's fairness. I don't think he's keeping me popular at all. Actually, I think he's trying to destroy what we're doing. And I don't know who's paying Rodney, but I can tell you one thing. Everything here is recorded and is being watched by the NSA. I don't think you can spell the name Larson, so it's unlikely you even know anything about Larson. My mom is dead. Many people think that he could be part of some sort of a Illuminati group. Well, maybe he's dead or captured, but either way, it's a win-win for America. I don't think we're going to lose with something bad happening to Kim Jong-un. Well, we're creating a third party, 9609, and we'll put safeguards and measures in place to maintain fairness, and we won't do the bidding of moneyed interests. We won't jump every time somebody gives us $5,000. I don't believe the media is going to use my blackface video to incite any violence, because people won't even become violent over outright atrocities being committed against black men. Well, we'll work toward getting the power of lobbyists terminated, 9609. One of the things I'm going to try to push is a fair or flat tax. I agree with you, 834. He is a bully. I was on the Washington State ballot in the primary. Hey, Pamela. A lot of people are confused. They may have voted for Barack Obama, and now they realize after 6 years that he's just a shill, a person that was put in place to do the same thing that Bush did, but worse, he actually spent more money. Well, a flat tax gets rid of all tax credits and tax deductions. A flat tax will level the playing field and will make it so that all those 77,000 pages of tax code will be erased. All the work that lobbyists have put out will become a moot issue. All right, this map of the caliphate, I believe, is a part of the CIA's effort to create fear. I don't believe it's real. I don't believe there's a real caliphate, and I don't believe that ISIS is what they say it is. It's some sort of a threat perpetrated by propagandists to make us all fearful. And remember what FDR said: the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Well, maybe you're too young to remember that. So am I. I was never born that. But my chromosomes remember that. So stop fearing, okay, and start realizing we need to create a third party and intercept the plan of the global elitists. This will make our nation a lot stronger and a lot more powerful, because we will have a new face on our foreign policy. A third party president will tell the world that we recognize that we had a problem. But right now, we cannot even recognize that we have a problem. Right now, we are allowing our nation to meander into countries that we shouldn't even be involved in. Yes, Pamela, I'll play that for you later. All those ISIS beheadings didn't have any real blood. If you've seen the beheadings of the drug cartels down in Mexico, you'll see real chainsaw beheadings online. They're the real deal. People are being killed. Their heads are being cut off with chainsaws. But these ISIS things are all antiseptic, done in like a studio. Well, I'm not here to get bought off because I'm unbuyable. I've dedicated my life to the principle of honesty, integrity, and forging a third party to stop the powerful elitists from controlling our nation. I'm not going to sell out, I assure you. I'm not in this for the money. The dangers that I'm taking on, just living in America and pursuing a third party, are enough to get me killed. Every day I take the risk of moving around. Somebody could target me at any time and blow me away. I'm not in this for money. I don't have kids or a family to pass this on to. I'm in this because our country is sinking and they are hijacking our nation. Obama is sabotaging our economy. And frankly, where are those jobs for Americans? Where are those shovel-ready jobs? We never got any. Where are the protections necessary for industry in America to thrive? It's not there. Sarah's not crying and she wasn't slapped. She just took a break. I'm not wearing a toupee. What about my hair? You want to look at my scalp? I mean, I've shown you everything I can. I mean, you literally have seen my head. I mean, how many times? And you still think I'm wearing a toupee. Republicans aren't job makers. They support big business that supports profit. Trickle-down economics didn't work. Reaganomics never worked. They never created any jobs. Republicans want big business to profit. That's it. Well, frankly, the Republicans have some positive messages, but not a lot. Thanks for the tutorial on the states UK is involved in. Whatever. The fact is, these people aren't any real threat. ISIS is a cover story for a incredibly bizarre attempt to create the justification for war. I wouldn't doubt that Reagan helped to create the Taliban when he supported the Mujahideen with Charlie Wilson's war. If it was a hairpiece, I wouldn't choose that color. Exactly. Good point. I was a Democrat up until 3 years, basically up until 2008, I left the Democratic Party, but I still preferred the Democrats over Republicans. But now I know that they're both bought off. Mexican illegals or any other than Mexican illegals coming over our border need to be stopped. I'm not lost touch with reality. There's not one thing I've said that I can't back up with a logical argument. It's not a hairpiece. It's just my hair, dude. I mean, deal with it. No, really. Rodney doesn't mess with our show at all. He hasn't even been in our show for like 3 or 4 days, and we won't ever allow him in unless he cams up. If anybody's doing the mind screw job, it's me against him. Basically, he doesn't have any future on our show, and he can't generate any show of his own because he can't cam up. Okay. No, I do not prefer Petrish over Hayes. No, not at all. At this point, I don't vote Republican and I don't vote Democrat at this point. I am so pissed off that they stole most of my signs in the primary. They're willing to cheat to retain power. What do I want to achieve from ATP? Everything. I want to change this nation in a way that will truly revolutionize it. So it runs efficiently, no longer drains your tax dollars, and stops war around the world. The reality is this guy is running scared. He just called me on the phone wondering why he should cam up. We got him on the run, folks. He's scared. I smell fear because he's afraid that if he cams up, you will know who he really is and what he really looks like. Wow. Talk about a person deceptive, hiding behind his anonymity. I've had my face out on the screen for 6 years, going on 7 years, and I've never hidden once. My name is out there. And don't keep calling because we're not going to take your calls, dude. I'm not afraid of anything. And I'm certainly not afraid of somebody who comes in our show and continually tries to degrade Sarah, demoralize our viewers, and pretty much denigrate our entire show and operation here. I don't like it. And I don't want a person in here who can't cam up. It's that simple. So how would legalizing marijuana help the nation? Well, for one, we'll be able to actually gain profits from the drug lords. Believe it or not, no, nobody's seen who this guy is. He's still living under the anonymity of his name. No one has ever seen what he looks like. Hey, if you want to put me on a comedy network, write a letter to Comedy Central and some of the Jewish staff over at Jon Stewart's show. They might be interested. Cherry Breeze, hello, welcome to the show. Yep, thanks, Shrek. Yeah, and believe me, Shrek is a guy who's recognized that we have a serious need for a third party, and he's actually going out promoting our show by giving out flyers and any kind of support that he can, you know, or he's actually helping people. Excuse me, Shrek, you're the guy who's helping people find jobs. That's even better. Well, I'm sure the St. Louis media should get a hold of it. Everybody's going to see my blackface videos someday because there's nothing wrong with it. The entire video was done as a parody of Barack Obama. It is my right under the freedom of speech guaranteed me by the First Amendment to parody this president, especially being what a terrible president he is. All right, I'll take center stage now. So legalizing marijuana will remove much of the profits from the drug lords. Most of the drug lords profit in a big way from the sale of marijuana. 75% of the profits for the drug cartels in Mexico come from marijuana, believe it or not. So if we legalize marijuana here, we're not going to allow it coming into our country as an import. No, there's nobody messing with us at all. The reality is we've been trolled by this person, and if he has 12 different names, that's his problem. But he's not the issue. The issue is our nation is being promoted as the nation to kick some serious ass around the world. Why? You'd have to ask yourself why our military budget is bigger than all the military budgets combined of every nation other than ours in the world. There are no problems that legal pot creates. Marijuana production in Colorado is going fine, and so is it in California, in Washington. California has a huge marijuana production base, almost $1 billion in exports, but they're not legally allowed to do it. No, I've never had better sex in my life than what I'm having in my life right now. Yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you for asking. But what about high construction works? That has no bearing whatsoever on marijuana legalization. Ironically, contractors and construction people that lost their job over the past 5 or 6 years have opened. Basically, construction people are now building marijuana grow farms. That's what they're doing. Many people are doing that. I am not bisexual. I'm a heterosexual man. Okay, what about high doctors? You know, doctors, any person in a professional category should not be smoking marijuana and doing their job. You know, when Barack Obama admitted to smoking marijuana most of his adult life, that was a shocker because most people would wonder, why hasn't this guy legalized it? But we've got a president who's gotten high most of his adult life. Is this the kind of guy that you thought he was? I didn't see the Jackie show with a wig on. No. I'm sorry I missed it. He smoked crack. He openly admitted that in his book, Audacity of Hope, guest 498. High pilots, right now they've got pilots flying across the nation drinking with alcohol levels above the norm. We need to breathalyze every single pilot, not only for drinking, but marijuana as well. Thank you. Haha, we're clever. Appreciate it. Well, the next one you'll see coming up October 31st will even be better. No, I've never done coke or meth. I did smoke marijuana when I was 21. I've talked about that. And I have had occasional smoking experiences in the meantime. When I'm at a party, somebody hands me a marijuana cigarette, or like I said, somebody suggested I should try this vaporizer, a Volcano. I tried it. You can Skype me or Skype me, Cherry, but we're not on Skype right now. I smoke a little herb, yeah. That's all I can say. I've never done anything else. You've got a guy as a president right now who is a Newport smoking ex-crackhead. I know she wants to Skype me. Yeah, but I'm not on Skype. I've got some pictures here that are very revealing of the real person you've got leading this nation. And believe me, he's just a hollow suit. He's not the real deal like I am. I can think circles around Barack Obama, and I can show you that everything he's done is just coming off a teleprompter. He's basically a manufactured puppet president and has been from the very beginning. Got this one great picture. It just eludes me every time I look for it. It's a real picture too. I mean, you can find a lot of fake ones out there, but this one is really hilarious. But whenever I want to find it, it just eludes me. There it is. Now, this is the guy you've got running your country right now. Seriously. That's the guy you got running your country. Yeah, he smokes cigs still. He's addictive. He's got an addiction problem with Newports. Chances are he's probably still doing crack. But I don't know that for sure. All I know is that crack has a 97% recidivism rate, which makes it almost impossible for him to quit it. Well, if he's a good figurehead puppet, and maybe you guys believed him, it didn't solve America's problems, did it? Looking pretty chill is not what I need from a president. I need a president who's on and willing to change America, not somebody who wants to just do the bidding of Wall Street and too big to fail companies. Barack Obama has catered to Wall Street. He may have said that he didn't like Wall Street excesses, but he never did anything about it. In fact, when Barack Obama said that he wasn't going to hire lobbyists, that day, he hired like 4 or 5 lobbyists. Kathleen Sebelius is one of them, hired as the Director of Health and Human Services. I'm not insane at all. Everything I'm saying is accurate to the T and logical. You just can't handle the truth. I don't invest in stock. I don't believe that the stock market is real. I believe that they've created a tremendous investment scheme for very wealthy people to continue making more money while we get poorer and poorer watching it all happen. I can't be bought by lobbyists because I'm not buyable, I'm telling you. I have never succumbed to materialism. When I was 18 years old, I made a vow of poverty. No, I don't take bribes. We have now threats coming at us from this guy. Seriously. I mean, it's over the top. That's why we had to get him out of the show. If you can't prove he does crack, you don't have the right to say he smokes crack. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Basically, Barack Obama said in his book, Audacity of Hope, that he smoked crack at Occidental. Read it. It's right there. Are you that stupid that you voted for a crackhead for president and you're telling me I'm wrong? We're not taking your threats anymore. Right now, I'm just going to stand around and just ignore all the calls from whoever this is calling. Nobody's going to hear anything. You didn't vote for him, neither did I. There are a million of old racists grinding their teeth at night, Dave. Well, Buck, it's time to get behind a plan to not be a racist. Yeah, racism won't get you anywhere. I have never engaged in racist slurs once in my life. I've never done that once. That's not true. Well, we'll check it out. We'll make sure. Well, you need to register to vote. Your local county, call your local county up and see how you can become a registered voter. I know. It's women are victims of this too, yeah. I've never been a racist. No, blackface is not racism. It's parody. For those of you who don't understand satire, you need to look it up and realize that we all have the right to parody anybody. I would expect people to parody me if I were president. I would expect people to do a hilarious whiteface videos. Well, Sarah has constructed a video. Yeah, the broadcast is restricted over at StreamUp. Well, we'll look into that, Ed. I appreciate you telling me that.
Oh, I can fix that. Sorry.
Well, it's been restricted to any callers since you came in.
No, I can fix it right now.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Maybe we'll get the thing rolling for you, Ed. Sorry.
Well, I just wanted to test that.
Haha, Where Clever says I have to be doing some terrible things. I've never been a person who would shirk responsibility. Let's put it that way. I'd be a heroic president. Thank you. It seems a little odd that he's so fixated on our show. I will be airing a blackface YouTube video, which I'm working on right now. Once my teeth arrived, I could put the finishing touches on it, but I've worked on a music video of me doing blackface, and I'm in the process of getting it out there before the night, but it may be the night of October 31st that I reveal it. No, Sarah ate a wonderful meal today of Pacific salmon and Atlantic cod. No, there's never been a female president in the United States. Well, those teeth are going to be my mainstay once I get them running right. Stop catering to blacks? I'm not catering to blacks. I'm actually trying to make people understand I don't have any prejudice at all against black people or anybody for that matter.
Okay, Ed, go in there and try it now.
Well, that's why the blackface video is going to be very interesting, you know. Try it now, Ed. Give it a shot. I don't have a link. I pulled my blackface video off the air. No racism at all. I pulled my video off because I felt that some people were offended when YouTube pulled off one of my videos, said that there were complaints. I'm going to put it back up. I'm getting ready to put both videos back up on David John Sponheim's YouTube account. Oh, it's out there. People copied it. I couldn't control what they did. But now that I realize that so many people are calling me terrible words, I believe that I have a free speech issue that the Democrats don't understand. You see, the Democrats want us all to be quiet. They shut up people by calling them names. Anybody who questions Barack Obama's citizenship is considered a birther. Hello. Oh, good night, Sunstar. Thanks for coming in. Take care. Sleep well. I'm not in any way bashing Obama. I'm trying to get you to understand that you've been lied to. No, I took my video off YouTube because I got a complaint from YouTube itself. You know, I'm calling people Obama-tards and Democrats now who disagree with me. I never called anybody names until the Democrats started slinging birther, truther, racist. Then I said, hey, it's open season now. All's fair in love and war, right? I really do know how things are, 536. You don't. I am being honest. We've been led astray by a nation that has not allowed the free press, continue to monitor all journalists. Any journalist that says anything out of the ordinary is shunned by their journalistic community. And I'm going to ban you, Life Invader. You're done. You're never coming back here under that name. Dave Chappelle did a whiteface. That's right. Ever hear of acting? Correga understands what's going on. Dave Chappelle did his shtick about the KKK groups. Does he really? Wow, that's scary. Guess 599. Well, all the bans now are forever. We're not unbanning anybody. We're done. These are forever bans. Well, she's working on her smile. She felt that smiling is better for her demeanor. And many people
said it's better that I smile instead of coming here tired.
When she comes in tired and frowns, people think she's sad or unhappy or something. It's just not true.
You are a band, Goliath Immortal. Is there a specific name you would like?
That's right, haha. We can ban individuals, certain individuals. Robert, I'm not banning anybody at all. When I'm elected, I won't have the ability to ban people unless the chat room is inundated with people who are trolling me. But the chat rooms will be regulated. We'll have a staff. So I won't be needing to ban anybody during a conversation unless I hit the ban.
David, Sarah, what's going on?
Hey, Shrek, we're doing well. Thank you. We're go ahead. What's your question?
Quick question for Sarah. Can she at least do a Michelle
No.
blackface?
No, in fact, Sarah will never endorse the video I did. Sarah does not.
Come on.
No, seriously, we do not. She will never endorse the video I did. She doesn't approve of the video I did. She honestly does not approve of the video I did. And she doesn't want me to do the October 31st video. So I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. I do not expect anybody to understand what I'm doing, but I have to do it in order to fulfill a goal I've made to continue pressing for freedom for Americans.
Oh yeah. And for all these people that say that you're racist,
yeah,
you know, don't even listen to them. I mean, it's apparent that they don't know the terminology for parodies.
Right, they don't.
Okay. So, but
yeah,
anyways,
and that's the problem we're
I'll
facing.
let you guys have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here, so have a good night.
Okay, thanks for calling, Shrek. Take care. Good night. Nelson Mandela was actually a terrorist. And when you hear people talk about Nelson Mandela being such a sweet, wonderful old guy, he was directly responsible for the death of 17 people. Nelson Mandela. He served 30 years for killing 17 people. So don't think for a second that Nelson Mandela was some saint. You know, they're trying to reframe history in order to make all of us into mushy-brained zombies who accept whatever they tell us. Now, I'm asking all of you to dig deep and to look into the question as to why our nation still doesn't have any opportunity for Americans. We're still looking at low-level jobs across the nation, not real good-paying jobs.
Hello, Mr. Clarence. You just came?
Hey, you got in there, buddy boy. Hey, thanks for coming in, man. Finally, you came into our new room. You're looking, it's like a better feed on this room. I don't know why, but let me show you guys. Hey, stop using the N-word. We do not allow the N-word on our show as a point of reference. It's inappropriate here. And I am going to pull off guest chat if you continue that. All right, guest off. Okay, so Ed's in the show. I'm going to take a quick break. Sarah can come in and talk to everybody about what's going on. It's time for me to take my break. I haven't taken a break in a while. Yeah, really. Tell me about it. Okay, so there's Ed, folks. He's coming in clean. Sarah's working on some stuff. No, Sarah is not a communist, and neither am I. My family fought communism all our lives. My family was instrumental in stopping communism from taking over this country.
The bummer part is the threatening phone call that you got from the Arch phone.
Well, I'm not going to say who sent me the threatening phone call, but I can tell you it is a person who's been stalking us incessantly. And we're fully aware of his plan to take us down, and it's not working.
You want to hear about my cat? Extreme Cat cold fusion reactor verified by third-party researchers seems to have 1 million.
Oh, I know who it is. I heard that little short tweet.
Wow.
It's very cool.
And he said on the phone as soon as you hung up.
Well, again, I'm not going to name names at this point.
You know, let's move on.
Move on, Ed.
There's so much more to life.
Okay. You'll have plenty of opportunity to see all of that coming up at the 31st.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to step out.
David will definitely do all of that on the 31st. I will not be on the show on the 31st.
No, she will not be on the show.
I'll be greeting people at the door.
That's right.
Handing out candy and things of that nature.
All right, David, go get that coffee. You go feed the fishes, will you? Thank you very much.
Oh, like you're ordering David around? I don't think he would like that very much. I'm sure he would take offense to that, in fact. We just zoom it in so it's just on Ed only. There we go. Now everybody wants to see Ed, right? Just available. Just Stop broadcast. Oh, I can come back in. Yay, okay. I'm live. Alright. Woohoo. Was it another? I don't know. Was it you, Billy B. Bad? Bad boy, bad. No. Hammer, I would never do that. But anyway, you guys missed my reason, my whole thing I was saying. Ustream, third party chat. Cool.
It's still doing it. What the hell? Let me close that and come back.
It's still. What was that? I don't know what you guys were doing. Show is almost over, like 18 minutes left to go. Oh, you fixed it. Thank you for fixing it. Have you? No one's freed Rodney, no. Wait, I was going to click on your video. Oh, the broken St. Obama's video? Yes, you want David to repost it on his own personal site? That might be a possibility. Could be. Okay, there we go. We must make our own own stuff again in the USA. Yes. When does this? The show ends in 17 minutes. That's when the show ends. And then will restart on Monday. That would be great. So they sent something and I heard it click and it ding, and it's like, Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna go to chat. I'm gonna, you can hear me? No, you can't hear me. I'm gonna refresh. Wait.
How you doing, man?
All right, so what happened?
I was kicked off the chat twice.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there's a lot of people who are very, very upset. Mostly one person. Okay. Ron, video gone again? Okay. Yes, can I help you? Hey, Roger. Roger that, Roger.
Just stop this broadcast.
Let's get